You know, it's true what they say about these. You can't eat just one. What's up? Want some pie?
If you guys want like a 5-star water.
Hello. All right. You good? You know you can't have just one. You only have one. All right.
What do we talk about today?
Lighting still sucks. What's up, Dave?
Baby?
We're using a better camera, but the lighting still sucks, so whatever. All right.
Awesome.
All right.
That happens outside.
They're coming to get us. Freeze!
Let me run.
Yeah, I'll hold them off. You make a dash for the back door.
I know, yeah.
Oh, gosh. All right. What time is it? What time is it?
It's 6:32, yeah.
All right, you on?
I'm on.
You're on board. All right, guys. So, how you doing? This is episode number 2 of the 5-Star Facebook Live-O-Rama. We're going to start off the show like we did last week, and probably like we'll do next week, with a little bit of news.
Okay. What's new?
Well, to start out, it was another cold day in Florida. Okay, so that makes a total of 4 so far this year. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, run. Run! So it was cold in Florida today. As you can see, we have jackets on. I still, of course, have on shorts and the cool 5-toe shoes that you guys are like, what the hell? Yeah, yeah, it hurts. In with that, it still did not get cold enough to lock up the Pioneer radio. And I know that's a real issue for some of you guys out there. And I still have no information back on them. But we did get some information on the Pandora issue with presets. So if you have an AVH radio, you've had problems with the presets. Every time you put in your presets, you'd hit the button. It would say, would you like to delete these presets? And you're like, well, just set them up. So no, I don't. Anyways, after talking with them this week, Pioneer Japan, which is where all the cool stuff is at, does know about the issue, and it's not Pioneer that actually has the issue, it's Pandora. Pandora did something that broke it. They are working with Pandora to fix it. It is going to be a fix in the software of Pandora. So Pandora is going to put out an update to the iTunes store, and it will fix the break. So be patient. They're working with Pandora. It's not the radio. It's actually Pandora. So direct all your hate mail towards them. Yeah. And since we are talking about Pioneer, we're just going to move forward to what came out of CES. CES is a consumer electronics show that just happened over this last weekend, where these companies all get together and say, hey, this is the stuff we're going to come out with for this year. Yay, it wasn't all that exciting, a bit anticlimactic for the most part, but we'll go over the things that we thought were kind of stuff you guys want to know about. One of them being Pioneer AVH radios, the replacements for the 1800, 2800, 3800, 4800, 5800. They've done away with all 5 of those, and they've reduced it to 4, basically dropping the 1800. Okay. They've come out with a set of 2 and 2, 4 radios. 2 of them are going to be limited distribution, meaning you'll only be able to get them in an authorized Pioneer retail establishment, and 2 of them are going to be available to anybody that sells Pioneer. They are the 390, the 490, and then there's going to be a 391 and a 491. Now the main difference between the 2, as you can imagine, is the ones with the 1 are the limited distribution to match all the other limited distributions that have a one number in them. They're going to come with a remote, they're going to come with HD radio, and they're going to come up with the ability to do a front as well as back camera. Okay. Now, if you're saying, wait a minute, those sound strangely like a 3800 and a 5800, well, you'd be right. They are. They're the same radios, rebranded with new model numbers. And then the other 2 radios, the 390 and the 490, are the rebranding of a 28 and a 4800. So now you're saying, okay, cool. Well, I don't care. I want to know what next came out. The NEX radios. Nothing. There's no NEX. Nothing new. They are staying the same. They're they're adding a 1 to the end, and that 1 just denotes that it's a 2017 product instead of a 2016 product, mainly for warranty. And some of them are coming with backup cameras included for the same price. It's kind of an incentive thing for you to keep buying their products, because we will see an update to the unit. It's just not available. They're keeping it hush-hush, total top secret. They won't even tell the people that work for the company that aren't involved in the manufacturing, anything about them. So we have nothing at all to report about them other than we may see them in June.
Yeah, that's a secret.
It's super secret, hush-hush, pioneer business. So for all you guys that are holding out, waiting to buy a new, let's say 4300, stop. It ain't coming. Just go buy a 4201 and sell it when the new one comes out.
Yeah.
So Alpine, as always, likes to come out with neat stuff, and eventually it shows up in the stores. We talked about last week they were coming out with a wireless CarPlay radio. They are also coming out with an update to the Restyle radio. The one in particular is the Jeep. They're going to come out with a waterproof version of that, so that for you guys that have the Jeeps and like the rain to get water resistant. I don't mean water resistant. For all you guys that like to get the water on the screen, it'll have a water. Yeah, ooh, this is water. To get it's going to have a water resistant screen on the 9-inch. So for those of you that aren't familiar with the Restyle is Alpine's way of saying, hey, that little tiny screen in your dash stinks. We want to put a 9-inch or a 10-inch in. They've reserved it for only trucks here in the United States. So if you want to know more, of course, head over to their website. They also introduced some new amplifiers. Yeah. Actually, a whole new line. They brought back the X-Type line. They've had that in the past. They're going to have X-Type amplifiers, speakers, and subwoofers. So that's going to be new this year as well. Which brings us to the other companies that basically this seems like it's going to be the year of let's update our amplifiers. Kicker has a new line of, or updated the KX line of amplifiers. They're black and red now, looking pretty sexy. What's up, Alan? Radio looks amazing.
Thank you for your service.
Oh, you bet.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alan. Focal and Hertz updated or refreshed some of their amplifiers. Audio Control started making amplifiers last year. For those guys who don't know about it, they're all cool specialty amplifiers. They've taken their products that they make, such as the Epicenter and the LC7i, and incorporated those into amplifiers. So you have an Epicenter mono block amplifier. You should have two, and then you have a 4-channel version that has an LC7i. It's the only amplifier you can actually sum 6 channels to get 4-channel out built into it. They're coming out with they just talked about or said soon to be out is their new 6-channel that has an LC8 built into it, and also the new 810DM, which is the digital EQ processor. So they have 2 amplifiers coming out, 6-channel. It's going to be smoking hot, and they're actually 6-channel, not 5-channel, 6-channel. It's important. I don't know. And with that, it's the end of the amplifiers.
Yep. So if you guys want to more about these, go to the website and
not our website. Go to your favorite car
audio. Yeah, and look
and see what is new in those.
Yeah.
Another Dorito.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. So that being said, hold for 1 minute.
Same on the AVIC. F77. The F77 DAB.
Yeah, that's that European. What about it?
It should be word the same.
Exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's no difference between 7 and 6. We have those. So why doesn't Fernando do it in the Spanish segment of the show?
Ha.
You're number 1 in my book, Corey. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah. Jerk. All right.
What are we doing?
I was going to get my mistake. You can keep talking.
Well, we're waiting for you.
I know you're waiting for me. I feel bad about that.
Like, kind of.
Okay. So today on our YouTube channel, can 215s fit in my Lancer? No, that would be bad. I mean, yes, you could fit 215s in a seal box, but
I just bring the car and
ported would sound so much better. Okay, so here we go. So today's video that we put up on YouTube.
For the past 3 years, I kept replacing my car battery earlier. I have have two IPAM PDX amps. Could the amps be clipping my battery? Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, depending on what kind of battery you have, I mean, that's actually not real bad. A second battery would probably help the situation to take all the effort off, all the stress off of the one battery. You know, like for example, Stinger makes this was SPV20. It's really small, compact, and we laid flat. You can put this in there next to the amplifiers, and this will.
Yeah.
And this will increase the performance of the system. They also make a bigger one called the 44.
SPV 44.
That would work as well. That, you know, increasing the amount of power you have in the car as far as the reserve goes is really nice. Depending on where you live, if you live here in Florida, though, killing a battery every year really isn't that bad. You also may want to look into getting something like an AGM battery instead of just a standard lead-acid battery. Those work a lot better.
When are you going to do the Camaro install?
No kidding, right?
Working on it.
Soon, I hope. We do have all the stuff, and it is sitting on the floor in the install bay.
We don't have time.
Yeah, it's been rough with Christmas and the whole nine. Chicago, yeah, you guys don't have a heat issue, but you have the opposite, which is a freezing issue, which is just as bad as the heat. So really, at the end of the day, replacing the battery every year isn't so bad. But yeah, you might want to look into something like an AGM battery and or adding a small second battery to the system. All right, so today's video was the Sony. We filmed that last week, what we told about. We put it up on YouTube today. A lot of you guys have been asking questions about that. So while we're here, we'll take a look at that real quick and just browse through some of the... A lot of you guys were curious about like a 4200, Pioneer 4200 compared to the Sony radio. That's great. And no, they're not anywhere near price points. One's $499 price point. The other one's like a $699 price point.
Yeah. So
I don't know where that similarity comes from. I know Amazon probably has a really good deal on the 4200s right now because the 4200 is going away for the 4201. So, but yes, we are going to do a comparison between the Sony and the 4200 and maybe even throw in the 9903. But I got to tell you, the Sony is nowhere near the amount of stuff that the 42 and the 9903 have. I mean, those are just way bigger. What do we got?
So, let's see.
We Pioneer do a direct replacement. Wish you UK company would do a Q&A. Yeah, right. I know, right? It's not so hard.
The T5 transporter.
The what's that?
The T5 transporter.
What speaker would you use to upgrade a T5 transporter running a DAB? Well, I mean, if you like Pioneer, the Pioneer 6.5, the higher F series that they make are really nice. If you want something loud, okay, here's what we recommend. If you're going to use deck power, kicker, Pioneer, great. If you want something loud, maybe do a small amplifier, Punch. The Rockford Fosgate Punch series speakers are stupid loud and work off deck power as well as an amplifier. And I mean, they're stupid loud. If you can get Hertz in there, like Hertz Energy speakers, those are also very nice and loud. Now, if you want something super sound quality, Alpine R-type speakers or the Audison line of Prima are also very nice low power handling speakers. So Primas you could use deck power on all day long, sound like amazing, will melt your ears. One of my best sounding speakers when we're doing a low wattage system. However, they do, you know.
That's all right.
That's okay though, man. You know, you get front end money. You're rocking. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. So, John Wagner, calling not that you wrote a comment. Really good Pioneer fan, strong Pioneer fan. Does not like Sony. So, no big deal there. Resistor screen looked responsive enough, good feature set. And they're talking about the Sony. Yeah, the screen was super responsive. The only thing that we saw on the Sony that was like kind of like was how laggy it was in Bluetooth. It's kind of weak. But like I said in the video, if you so happen to watch it, it's not its primary feature is Bluetooth. It's going to be CarPlay or Android Auto. Yeah. So cares about the Bluetooth? Yes, can you compare? Is it worth saving $100 over 4200 NEX? No, not even close. I mean, just to give you an idea of what the difference between a Sony and... Okay, so what do they both have? They both have basically front-rear sub output. They both have remote control. They both do CarPlay. They both do Android Auto. They both have a decent enough EQ. Pioneer is a 13-band. Sony is a 10-band. But that's kind of where it ends. The crossover on the NEX is way better. You have independent front-rear sub crossover. You have time correction. You have independent level control for all 5 channels. You have the auto EQ feature so that you can put the microphone in the car and do the auto EQ time correction at the push of a button. Idiot-proof awesome sound. You have a DVD player. You have an SD card player. You have a detachable face. You have a true 7-inch instead of a 6.4-inch. So for $100, you get all that. Yeah. You buy it because you don't have the $100 to spend. I mean, at the end of the day, that's really.
I mean, you save more money, get more.
I mean, if all you want is CarPlay and Android Auto, the Sony is for you. That's what it was designed for. It was literally designed. If I just want these features. I'm never going to use DVD. I'm never going to do S. I just want to plug my phone in and do nav, do texting, do Pandora, and be done with it. You know, it's KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. That you didn't know that? Yeah. You didn't know that? I've been saying this for years, and you've never picked up on that.
And you know what? I mean, if you have a if you have a BMW 3 Series,
you gotta have this radio. Yes, it's either this or the ILX 700, which was just discontinued. So, bummer. Okay. Well, I'm tasting like Doritos because they're so yummy.
Okay. Anyway, let's move on.
Alright. Sorry. We got sidetracked there. Feel free to ask questions if you guys have any. Because we're all about answering them. Alright, so now let's move down here. Is it worth? Yes, not even close. Yeah, okay. While playing audio from USB, does the progress bar enable instant jumping to a particular time? I don't know. I'll have to test that for you. Does it play MP4s?
We're gonna test that
on the USB. We're gonna have to test that. Okay, so one of the things that we're gonna spend a lot of time on this year is USB video playback. We haven't really put a lot of effort into that, mainly because it pretty much sucks. You have to have your, even though these are 800 by 480, in order to do video playback, it's got to be at like connection. Your connection is
That's
weak.
Fine. It's good. It's good.
That's my connection weak.
Oh,
okay. I'm gonna just shut this down. The resolution is 800 by 480, but in order to do like video on an AVH radio, you have to compress it down to like 360, basically 480 by 360. So or 680. There again, I wrote it down. I have it all on my desk. So it sucks. It's really compressed garbage. So it's not like you're gonna be watching anything. But you guys,
why you don't like bass knobs.
I love bass knobs. Bass knobs are great. Especially when the battery's in the trunk and I still gotta run a bass knob up front. Thanks, Paul. What's up, Ryan? How you doing, buddy? Discount auto parts. All the way. Got any hitch cams in? They had one when I went. I was so bummed. What was I talking about?
Let's move on.
What was I talking about? It was important too.
Huh?
Oh, SD card video. I'm sorry, USB video.
USB.
So, like, if you're going to do USB video, that is definitely an incentive to buy an NEX radio. Because an NEX radio will play pretty much any video format you can jam into it. It'll play it. These AVHs are super sensitive. So we're going to put a lot of effort into finding out what works with all these non-higher-end radios this year. It's my goal, it's my promise to you, is we're going to figure this out. Because, honestly, I'm tired of just saying, I don't know.
Okay, so Tony said, can I get rid of the stupid OK screen? What kind of radio you have, Tony?
Well, we know you have a Pioneer, right?
Yeah,
so, no. Even if you don't have a Pioneer, if you have a Sony, if you have a Kenwood, they all have it. Pioneer's the only one that said, hey, 7 seconds, it shuts off.
Yeah.
Are they going to do a software update for the older radios? No. Why? I don't know. Because they want you to buy the money on the new one? It's kind of stupid. I agree. Because there's really nothing in the unit that says, hey, there's no software up. There's no hardware that's saying it can't do it. It's all software. So it's the most obnoxious thing, and just like they tell me every time I ask them, as long as there's lawyers, there's going to be an OK screen. Because if they don't put one on there, someone's going to sue them. You know, I'm with you. I hate it. I mean, it's like every time you get in the car, you got to hit OK. It's like, put the key in, turn the car on, wait, hit OK. Why?
It's annoying.
What Kenwood did when I asked them about it on their radios this year is they said, look, previously you'd have to have like an OK screen to start up the radio. You'd have an OK screen every time you wanted to watch video, which the Pioneers do have. And then you have an OK screen when you want to do navigation. What Kenwood did is they took all the OK screens. Hey, Haley, how you doing? You want to go to the gym tonight? They took all the OK screens, and it's one OK screen. So when you hit OK, it's for everything in the radio. So whether you're going to do DVD, video of any kind, navigation, the main OK screen takes care of it all. On the Sony, there again, the new one, it's even got an OK screen, which is silly because there's no DVD player. There's nothing. There's no aux jack. So there's no way to put an iSimple Media Links in it. Oh, hi, Clarissa. There's no way to put like a media links in it to do HDMI video. There's no auxiliary in it whatsoever.
Nothing.
So there again, 4,200.
Yeah.
HDMI input.
Spend another $100.
Speaking of HDMI inputs, one of the most common questions we get about a 4,200 is rear seat entertainment, watching HDMI video out of the back, and it's like there's no way for you to do that because you got to remember HDMI is a protected. Haley's having fun. Is a protected service. So when you put the HDMI cable into the radio and you put your phone into it, there's no way they don't have HDMI out, and that's the big problem. That's why you have to do like a media links into it to break that whole protection, copy protection, and then you can put the aux out to the overhead, and you're good. Well, Alpine, in their infinite wisdom, with their new radios that they're coming out with this year, are going to have HDMI in and HDMI out, so that, like this guy here, this Alpine screen, this has an HDMI input. So now you'll be able to, with an Alpine radio, put your phone into the front and have it go to the screen in the back.
That would be awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
So maybe this will be the year of Alpine.
I hope.
You hope? Really?
Yeah, why not?
I don't know. I like the Tune It app. I always have. That's a cool thing to get excited about. Another real popular thing this year is one of the other videos we're going to do this year, since we're talking about it, video making, is we're going to do, once the new AVH radios get in, we're going to make the video that Fernando is so excited about. And that is where we take the, what's your opinion on stress management? Kill them all. I just stress to the T. I just snap them in half. I mean, that's, you know me. I just boom. I feel like the guy from Angry Birds, the one bird that just explodes.
Yeah.
That's me. And no, I don't have red hair. It's the shitty lighting.
You turned red.
Oh, I'll turn red. I'm pale as shit. So when I get mad, I get red. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
You know, freckles get all like. Anyway, so we're going to take the 190, the 290, the 291, the 391, the 491, because we're not going to carry the 390 or the 490. There's no reason for us to carry them. And we're going to compare them. We're going to show you guys the differences between what you get, because previously we used to say if you buy a 4-digit radio, you can do all these cool features. Well, they took the 4th digit away, so now they're just 3-digit radios. That totally sucks because now we have to come up with stupid shit to say. Component speakers in doing network mode. How much power can the tweeters take combined with 80 watts RMS? Can the tweeters take 80 watts if you have some really nice tweeters? Tweeters don't need a lot of power. The other thing too is you want to measure the ohm load of the tweeter at the tweeter, because Some tweeters aren't 4 ohms. Some are actually 6 or 8 ohm. If that's the case, then you're okay. The other thing too is you can do what's called volume offset.
Hi, Haley.
And that is where everyone always says set the gains to clip, but in some cases you can't always set the gains to clip. You figure out where the radio is clipping. So let's say on a Pioneer, where is the Pioneer clip at? Is it
38?
38. So the AVH radio is clipped at 38. Every single one of them we've ever tested is clipped at 38.
Mm-hmm.
So you know it clips at 38. So let's say it's not going to clip at 38. Let's just say we're going to move the volume to 35, meaning 35 is going to be our max amount of volume that we can turn it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to, let's say, set the gain on the tweeter all the way down. And if we set the gain for the tweeter in the mid-range at the exact same point, the tweeter's always going to be louder. It can't help it. It's a more efficient... Say something, Fernando.
I say hey.
Oh, okay. It's a more efficient speaker, so it's always going to be louder than that mid-range. So by using what's called volume offset or volume differential or whatever you want to call it, basically you turn the gain up on the mid-range so that it's higher than the tweeter. And what that'll do is that'll move them along so that the mid-range will play at the same volume as the tweeter. Now you can do that in the radio with the volume off, where it gives you volume control in the network mode. So you can adjust that there. You can turn the tweeter down. So even if you have the gain set where they're perfect, you can go into the volume control and turn the tweeter way down.
Yeah.
And that's another funny point is that anytime, how many guys have been there and it's like, dude, I've got my sub at 0. Well, 0 isn't actually the 0 point because it goes like plus 10 and negative 30.
Yeah.
So... And that's not, it's less than 30.
It's not
but,
negative 30.
Yeah, it's not negative 30, 38. 38, yes. Yes, it's 38. Thank you, David. I should go back and watch my own video.
It helps sometimes.
So, it's like, it's okay if you're at a negative number if that's where it needs to be. I know it's like everyone freaks out. It's like, I always want to turn up. No, you don't need to always turn up. You can actually turn down. So that's where you're at with those tweeters. Is don't be afraid to either gain them down at the volume control in network and or do it at the amplifier. I'm personally a fan of going at the amplifier because if you ever disconnect the battery or someone gets a hold of your car or one of your bros is like, oh man, while you're in paying for gas, and he's like, man, this shit don't sound right, man. Let me fix this.
Let me tune it for you.
I'll tune this for you. Man, I've been watching YouTube for like a month, man. I know how to tune this. And they screw everything up, and then you blow out your speakers. Like, what the hell happened? And then you'll be like, Johnny's in the front. So you go, man, I don't know what happened. You got my Pepsi? You got my Pepsi? So,
sure.
Anyways.
Anyway.
Cartooning shop join. Hey, cartooning shop. Will Auto EQ do all that automatically in Pioneer? Yes. However, when it comes to speaker level control, that's the one, like, it'll do time correction. Auto EQ for time correction is amazing.
Yes.
It will get these things for the most part, except for the sub. It always puts a sub like in the car behind you, which is okay. It actually works out in the end. But what it tends to screw up is the volume. So we like to say when we're what we like to say when you're using the Auto EQ is it's fine to use. Okay, maybe I should go back and read this question. Okay, will Auto EQ do all this automatically for Pioneer? Okay,
yes.
So just for the people watching it later and like, what the hell is he talking about? So the Auto EQ will set the time correction perfectly, and it will set what it thinks the level should be. But that's there again. It's not set in stone. So typically when we're done, when we do the Auto EQ, then we'll go back and we'll sit in the car, driver, passenger, and then we'll switch. And we'll listen to the levels of each thing independently. So, like, we'll listen to the front, and we'll listen to the rear, and then we'll listen to the sub, and then we'll turn them all on at the same time. And so, sometimes it's like 0 and 3, and it's like, well, that sounds like crap, and we'll actually switch it, and then it sounds right. So, don't worry so much about what it does. Just get in there and listen to it. The other thing, too, is you got to remember, it's setting it to what it thinks you want. It's not necessarily what you want. So don't be afraid to go in and change it and reduce it. I personally am not a guy that wants my tweeter just blowing my head off. Tweeters are really efficient. I mean, anytime we do a tweeter install, we are at negative. We never set them at 0 or plus. It's always -2 or -3, whatever that is. Some of them will go down as low as -6. I feel that's a little bit too much. That's like an R-type.
-3, that's definitely good,
yeah. Thank you, David. I hope that answered your question. And how long have we been doing this? What time? Do we have the time?
Let's see. 32 minutes.
Okay, so that brings us to what I like to call the end and the final question. Let's have another chip. Want a chip?
No, I'm good.
I don't have a chip.
Water.
Okay, so check this out. So we had a lot of industry people in our store, reps and people that work for companies, and basically all the guys that make the wheels turn. We see those guys every year, and we get to talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we ask them all kinds of questions. You know, they always go, "Hey, ¿qué pasó, amigo?"
Yeah, sure.
Anyway, so we get to talk to them every year, and you know, we have a relationship with Doritos. Seriously, yeah, man, you jealous? They're red. They're not blue. They're mine. Back off. So what we're going to do this year is, for the YouTube channel, is we're going to interview these people. We want to know questions, which you can add into the comments of this video or email me or whatever, you know, at 5starcarstereo@yahoo.com, so that we can ask these guys things that you want to know. So, for example, you know, if we get the owner of Kicker in here, we want to ask these guys good questions. I have a list of questions, obviously, in my head, but I want to know what you guys want to know, because...
Thank you.
What was the one question before that?
It's really good to see another ways to do the things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did we do a video on a Silverado install? The new one, we've not done the video. We've done plenty of installs. I don't know why we haven't done the video.
I don't know. Let's see.
We didn't get to do a lot of video installs right now because this is our after Christmas thing, and unlike all the remote start guys, this is actually when we're seriously busy. So we've been trying to do little small videos here and there, like we just put out one on a Ford. We got another Ford video that's coming out tomorrow. Since we're doing these 5 days, we were trying to come out with as much content that you guys speak in Spanish. Say something in Spanish.
No, man.
Say something. No, I mean, see, this is what I deal with all the time. You guys are sitting there telling me, let him speak more, let him speak more.
What do you want me to say? I mean,
exactly.
Most of the people, it's
go back
language.
to Mexico. Wow, that's rough, man.
That's, go back to Mexico. Gonza? Who's Gonza?
No hate, man.
Oh, that's the other guy.
No hate, unless you guys are buddies. No hate, man. No hate. This is peace and love. Peace and love.
This is all about fun.
But anyway, so we're going to ask these industry guys comments or questions. And we want to know what you guys want to know. You know, insider questions, things like that. We're doing this for you.
Yep.
So, you know, obviously we have ideas what we want to ask them. But if there's any question that, you know, if you had a guy, you know, because some of you want to do this for a living. You know, not necessarily be installers like us and schmuck wrenches and stuff like that. But, you know, maybe go to work for Amp of America or a Kicker or a Pioneer or something like
Any
that.
shop.
Or, you know, or be a sales guy or... You know, so we're going to ask these guys these questions. We're going to do 5-minute videos and let you guys see what these guys are thinking about.
Yep.
Sounds like fun. And if it sucks, we'll stop doing them. But, you know.
Now, if you guys have any...
You know, the content questions are content. You know, we're going to ask them to get rid of the OK screen.
I don't think it's going to happen. But...
Yeah.
You know.
I wish I could.
I work for Kicker.
Hey guys, I work for Kicker in Stillwater. Okay, I really appreciate what you guys are doing. I enjoy your videos. Thanks, Joshua. I met your owner. I was a big fan of, and of course I'm totally forgetting his name. I met him this year for the first time, and it was the funniest experience ever.
No, that was last year.
Was it last year?
Yeah.
Damn, 2016 went by like this. It was the funniest thing ever. He's standing over in the corner of the store by one of the displays. Wearing like a plaid shirt and some jeans, looking the most casual dude I've ever seen. Yeah, Steve. He came in. And, you know, all the other dudes were all dressed up looking dope as hell.
Tall.
He's a tall, skinny dude. I was like, dude, who's the Farmer John? Yeah. And I was like, hey, you know, and our rep was like, dude, that's Steve Ivey. And I was like, who? Okay, I'm not from Mexico. Okay, hey, no hate. And I was like, who's that guy? And I went over to introduce myself, and he's like, hey, I'm Steve. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah. I was like, dude, this is a pleasure. I mean, I've been selling your products for years, and awesome guy. I had a great time talking with him. It was the coolest thing ever. And really, that was talking with him. I got like 15 minutes of his time, and I was really excited because that was what made me think, why didn't I record this? This would have been perfect for you guys to see, because I asked him a lot of cool questions, just about stuff, and it was great to talk to him. The only other guy that I talked to that I was really stoked about was Sam Taylor, which was the old owner of Orion. And he came in, I think, 3 years ago, and I was like, dude, you're Sam Taylor. I have all your magazines over in the install bay, because they used to put out Orion used to put out a magazine. Has those magazines on the shelf, and I got to meet him, and I was really stoked. So there again, I want to share these experiences with you guys, because it's even cool for me too to meet some of these dudes. I mean, some of them we see all the time, but still. All right, with that, we're gonna call this a night, guys, and unfortunately, we're not gonna find out where Mr. Ford is from.
Okay,
not that it matters.
Let me say something.
Yes, please.
Por todas las personas que hablan español, y si tienen alguna pregunta, dímanla y yo te la respondo. So for all those people that speak Spanish, they can send us a question and I can respond.
Send it to Facebook.
Yes.
He answers the questions on Facebook. I answer the questions on YouTube.
Yeah.
So him and Paul get the joy of the Facebook stuff. I don't ever look at that. I don't have time. The YouTube is way bigger than the Facebook. Good night and cheers, Tony. And with that, we're going to end this.
Yeah.
Because we got next week to plan for. And we got videos to shoot tomorrow night.
Right.
This week, we're going to be starting to shoot all the new Kenwood, the 5 and the 7. They finally showed up last week, so we're going to shoot the 5 and the series. These guys here, 5 and the 7. So it was a joke.
Okay. Anyway.
Cool, Jay. You guys, peace out. You guys have a great night. We'll see you later. Bye.